What are the Whitecap murders, and why are they mentioned on our historical plaque at the Old Courthouse Museum in Lakeport? On October 10th in 1890, it was unusually quiet 1 mile down the road at Campers Retreat, because all the locals had came here to Main Street and Lower Lake for a dance. And what happened that night will go down in history as one of the bloodiest revenge plots in California history. A group of miners seeking revenge killed a woman and shot her husband. To conceal their identities, they wore sacks over their head, earning the moniker more closely associated with vigilante groups in other states, the Whitecaps. It all started with a brawl at Campers Retreat Tavern. Miners getting drunk and rowdy was a common occurrence for that time, as I mentioned in the America's Smallest Jail video. Cornelius Blackburn, a mining foreman, set his co-workers on a course that would end in bloodshed. That fateful night, people wearing sacks over their heads broke into the tavern. They demanded to see Stephen Reich and his wife. When Mrs. Reich confronted them, thinking it was a joke, the first man grabbed her and attempted to gag her. Fred Bennett, a big man who worked as the tavern's bouncer, tackled one of the intruders. That's when the shooting started. Mr. Reich ran into the room, shotgun in hand, firing at the intruders. The raiders returned fire, striking him on the side. Tragically, during the exchange of gunfire, Mrs. Reich was also shot and killed. When the gun smoke cleared, the masked intruders were gone, one of them lying dead on the front porch. This devastating incident stirred a profound sense of outrage and grief among the residents of Lake County. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the community rallied together, united in determination to ensure that justice was served. The unwavering spirit of the community would play a pivoting role in the pursuit of justice for Stephen and Helen Reich. The sheriff and his deputies responded quickly to the scene. Thanks to Mrs. Reich unmasking one of the raiders, investigators narrowed their focus to about a dozen men. The raiders were brought to trial. 4 of the men were sentenced to San Quentin State Prison. Their violent acts helped push legislators to enact laws forbidding vigilante practices, otherwise known as vigilance committees. No sooner did the 4 men make it to San Quentin than some people outside of Lake County began urging the governor of California to pardon them, especially Charles Blackburn. Blackburn was very well connected in California. People as high up as generals and members of state legislators signed their names to an official petition arguing that he was convicted on political grounds, rather than the facts of the case. In a move that infuriated the citizens of Lake County, Governor Markham commuted Blackburn's sentence from 25 to 10 years in prison. By the end of 1903, due to either commutations or time off for good behavior, all 4 men convicted of killing Helen Reich were once again free men. The Whitecap murders are a reminder of a dark time in California's history, and it is important to remember this tragic event to ensure that justice will always prevail.